Remember when Christ said, "Do not think that I go to the Father to accuse you, for there is one who accuses you, even Moses, in whom you trust." So this is why, be conscious always when to talk, when not to talk, and which words you must speak in different kinds of situations in your life. Many situations maybe we have encountered when you just have to shut up and not to say a word. Maybe it could be an argument with a family member, an argument with your wife, an argument or a quarrel with your boss. Even when you're faced with any kind of heated conversation, always try to make sure you maintain your composure and do not speak. Sometimes all you need to do is shut up. Dear believers, learn to shut up. Whichever word which shall proceed out of this mouth, the enemy is waiting to grab that, to run before the master, to accuse you with it. So this is what I'm telling you. Whenever you are faced in any kind of conversation, even if you are having this heated conversation with the people who hate you, even if they have no reason to hate you, some people call it standing up for yourself. You don't need to stand up for yourself. Remember, Christ said, turn the other cheek. Be always mindful what to talk, what to say, and when to speak. If you ever find yourself in a situation where people have come to you to report to you about somebody who talked bad about you, it doesn't matter whether they are telling the truth. Please do not be quick to curse. Do not be quick to abuse. Always keep your mouth shut. The reason why Christ was always victorious in his ministry, he mastered the art of keeping his mouth shut, and he always waited for the right time to speak. So, brothers and sisters, always discern the moments. Shut your mouth and wait for the right time to speak. Because in that time, you will know the right things to say, that the enemy will not run with the same words to go and accuse you before the master. This is why the devil, through the Pharisees, the scribes, the religious leaders, they always sought a way to catch Jesus by his own word, that they could accuse him, that they could say, see, get him. But he never gave them a chance. He always maintained his silence. He knew when to speak and when not to speak. Whatever way they tried, they failed miserably. Why? Because Jesus knew when to speak and when not to speak. This is a kind of character and quality we should adopt in ourselves. Do not be so quick to speak, and do not be so quick to react. Know the moments. Be careful with the words you shall always speak. Know the right time to speak and the right time not to speak, lest you abort your destiny in every area of your lives. Lest your very own words become a snare unto you. What a place you will fall into. What a pit you will put yourself in, just because you couldn't keep your mouth shut. Remember Christ. They presented him before the congregation. He never opened his mouth. The Bible says, like a sheep being taken to a slaughter, he kept his mouth shut. Why? He knew what he was pursuing. He never let the devil take a chance. He knew the agenda of his spirit. He knew the purpose. He never lost it. Many of us will we abort our destinies just because of our mouths. You're quick to speak out on your plans. You're quick to utter, abuses, all forms of abuses and curses. You are so quick to speak anything that comes in your mind. You just speak. And then you say, I've prayed so many times, I've fasted, but nothing is working out. This has become your very, very, very snare, your own problem, but you cannot realize. You need to learn to shut up. Know when to speak and when not to speak. The thing is, we serve a just God. Our God is so just. He's the God of all justice. So, since our God is so just, this is why when the enemy comes into the presence of the Lord, with the very words which you spoke when you're having this fight with your husband or wife, when you're having this fight with your boss, when you're having this fight, maybe a quarrel, an argument with a friend. These very words, the enemy is presenting them before the Lord as receipts. Receipts. See, the one who you pride in, this is what she spoke when she was having a fight with her husband. Lord, see, this is what Julie said when she was having a conversation, a heated conversation with her boss. These are the words she spoke. She cursed like this, she abused like this. And you know, receipts. You cannot argue with receipts. This is evidence. This is evidence. So you may think that it may be words which you have spoken, in heated conversation with friends, but even if the words you just spoke them when you were in secret, in your home, in your house, you were just alone. For the Lord even knows the things which happen in secret. So even the words which you spoke in secret, that curse you spoke upon somebody in secret, yes, you were alone. But the devil is presenting these words of cursing. The words you spoke alone in your house, you were alone. Even the words you spoke to yourself inside against somebody. These are receipts before the Lord that he will use to make a judgment. And trust me, that judgment will be passed. And you will see that the Lord is able to punish. And you will face it. This is why you are struggling to see fruit in most of the areas of your life. Why? There is one who accuses you. Oh Lord, what did I do? The words you spoke. I've been doing charity. I love my neighbors. I always motivate my people. I speak words which edify to people. But how about those things which you spoke in secret at home? The things you spoke unto your neighbor, the things you spoke to the pregnant lady that you just passed by. I don't think she will give birth. She will never make it. It will end in tears. Such words. You see a beautiful couple, all you have to say is that it will end in tears. Those words, these are receipts, fully stamped. And the enemy is going to accuse you with them. And the Lord being just, he will pass the sentence against you. And you will pay. You will pay. I know this is hard for you to hear. Most of the believers will go to churches where they tell us, grace, by grace we are saved. They don't want to tell you the hard truth that the Lord punishes. Now I'm telling you, you will pay. The Lord will punish you. But you can avoid all of these things, dear brothers and sisters, if you just make sure you put a guard on your mouth. David cried unto the Lord to put a guard upon his lips. May we also start to cry unto the Lord to put a guard upon our lips, that we may not speak evil, that we may not speak things which will become a folly, a snare unto us, that we may not speak things which shall dig us more into graves of poverty, financial failure, all kinds of sicknesses because of our lips. May that be far from us, dear brothers and sisters. We should always strive to work our faith, to work our ways, to work these vessels that we may become like him. That even when the enemy is trying to pull us, take us like sheep to the slaughter. And in this case, the slaughter I'm talking about is the kind of slaughter of a heated conversation, that we may learn to keep our mouths shut. Just like how Christ, when he was taken to be crucified, like sheep being taken to be slaughtered, he kept his mouth shut. May we keep our mouths shut when the enemy is dragging us to a slaughter. Perhaps the Lord will come through for us and deliver us, that iniquity may not be found in our lips. I pray that this does not pass by your ears. Always remember, it is for the honor of a king to overlook some things.